My name is John Gustafson, and welcome to the Bridge the Gap DFS channel here on YouTube. What does that mean? Well, that's what we're going to do. If you're a losing player, we're going to help you bridge the gap to becoming a winning player. If you're a mid-level player like myself, well, we're going to figure out how to bridge the gap to become a high-stakes player. Probably never heard of me, and that's fine. And that's why I wanted to start this video is what does it look like for somebody on the day-to-day that isn't one of the best in the world, isn't one of the big names in the industry, is trying to be great at this, but what does that look like for them? There's going to be times where you're going to get very discouraged. You're probably here because that's what you're feeling right now. You probably got to get up tomorrow at 6 a.m. to be at work by 8, and you can't sleep because you lost again at DFS. And I know what that's like, man. I've been there. And if you don't come from a financial background, an analytics background, a poker background, if you're not a trust fund kid, you're in good company because I'm none of those things. I went to Fresno State. I got a D in chemistry, so I'm not trying to reinvent any wheels. And if I can do it, so can you. So let's embark on this journey together. We'll see what we can learn from each other. I'll help you guys accelerate your process by not making some of the mistakes that I've made in the past. I'll help you with bankroll management because I can certainly offer you guys a heck of a lot more than a lot of the crappy articles you see online that give you the same washed out crappy advice of, hey, play 80% in cash and 20% in GPP. It's nonsense. That's a completely awful way to go about it. Time is money. It's the only thing that we've got every single day. So you want to make the most of your time, get the best return on your investment. I'll tell you guys right now that winning is not what you think it is in this. At least for me, it's not. We see a lot of these guys at the top that's seemingly winning $50,000, $100,000 a day. And I'm sure there's guys that do that consistently, and we know who those guys are. I'm not one of those guys. I'd love to be one of those guys. But here's what I can tell you is without being one of those guys, I still have about a 20% ROI, and my winning percentage hovers anywhere from 20 to 30%. So what that means is I'm losing anywhere 1 out of 5 days to 1 out of 3 days. You want a large enough sample size? I'll show you guys how to collect that information so when the going gets tough, you know that you can hang in there and that the tide's going to turn. One of my favorite things that I've ever heard anybody in DFS comes from Beep I'm a Jeep, and one of his mottos is you've got to weather the storms and wait for the spikes. And that's exactly what I do. So whatever I can do to help you guys out, I'm going to approach this with 100% transparency, show you guys all the tools that I use, try to make it as simple as possible. I'm not going to speak in a bunch of gibberish and talk about launch angles and exit velocity and snap counts and market share and a bunch of noise. We're just going to focus on the signals here. The simplest approach to being good at this is my goal. So if that's what you want to do, welcome. Join me on this journey. We'll start here with a little bit about myself. Should you listen to me? No, you should not. You should definitely think for yourself and do what feels right for you. And if you can take some of my process, make it your own, and that makes you more successful, then we're doing all the right things here. That's the only thing that I can hope for you guys. So just to talk to you a little bit more about some credibility that I have, again, I'm a mid-stakes player. Most of my volume is played at the $5 or less level, which I would assume about 99% of the people getting into DFS, they're going to be at those levels, and you can do just fine. DFS is a secondary stream of income for me. It's not my mainstream. My goal is to make it my mainstream of income. There are some months where it is more than my mainstream income, and that's why I want to continue to take this thing as far as we can. So we're at the DraftKings Chase for the Crown standings. It's a metric that they came up with this year. It doesn't mean a ton, but you'll see a lot of names on here that you're familiar with. Uticow, Chipotle Addict, Asimo, Papa Gates, Mazwa, Mock Lovin, Tom J.K., Pokey, Sean John, Piano Club, Mr. Good Seats, Raging Phillips, EHAF. Those guys are all pros. A guy like TJ or TJ, that guy's a pro. I'm not a pro yet. I'd love to be a pro, but here I am at 17. One of the guys that I really respect in this is Captain Spaulding. He plays at a lot of the levels that I play at, and that guy's making a ton more cash than I am. So you can do it at the lower levels, the mid levels. You don't need to go crazy and pull your hair out, and steadily think about giving up on this because your wife or your girlfriend or your parents think it's a waste of time. I've been there, man. Everything you guys are experiencing, if you're watching this video, it's probably because you're coming off a sucky run. And I know what that feels like. It stings, it sucks. I'm going through that often. I'm on a week and a half process where I probably had 2 winning days of baseball and it freaking sucks. But, that's going to be one of the keys. One of the things I'm going to show you is how do you weather those storms? How do you wait for the spikes? And hopefully I can provide some values for you guys. If you want to follow me on Twitter, I'm at swimjg. That's swim, like going for a swim. JG, my initials. I look forward to documenting this process with you guys and see how far we can take it.